recording this because, you know, you just gotta save it with confidence. I am late on this video for no other reason that things happen. Plus, she releases video that goes very in depth about the differences between Summer, Space Ishtar. Really, you really should go watch that video because it goes way more in depth than anything I do currently. Maybe in the future, when I have more time and better mental state, I will be able to do like in-depth labbing, and I'll do that stuff on stream. But TLDR of Summer versus Space Ishtar. It really doesn't matter if you have, sorry, let me rephrase it. If you already have Space Ishtar at a high level, there's no point in you going for Summer you're basically spending as much money to get a similar copy, because you're going to have to spend money to get to be close to your Space Ishtar. If you want to be better, if you have like MP3 plus, good luck. Banner sucked for me. As all the Seaman Demons, which, you know, maybe Copium Shocks will be better. You know, Copium, a little bit of Copium. Anyway, so if you want more like factual opinions, actual statistics, go watch Plushy's video. This is mostly impressions and my own experiences. Summer, this ascension is a mistake, and she knows it's a mistake, but she's gonna keep fucking with you on it. There we go. Parvati even says that this version of Kama is in a much better space and would. I haven't fully read the event, but she is less at risk of becoming a beast than normal Kama, because normal Kama is apathetic, supposed to be giving her love to everyone. If Kama is focused on one person giving them their love, well, they can't really give it to everyone if they're actually focusing it, which is why like Parvati has like constantly in the like every time those two are in something, it's always like Parvati giving Kama even more wiggle room than what we see with Kiara. Wow, this is going like really lore in depth. Let's get back to the game. 5-star Avenger arts, very similar to Space Ishtar. Space Ishtar can swap card types. That is Space Ishtar's niche. That is her biggest strength, that she can switch card types. She does not need solely arts. She can function in buster systems. All right, I had to pause for personal reasons. I know I was talking about Space Ishtar and Buster. That's their strength. Keep going from that. Kama is solely arts. She is so heavily focused on it, meaning that while it is nice to be a jack of all trades, there's the phrase jack of all trades, master of none. Kama, even with her sole arts focus, is matching Space Ishtar, not completely surpassing, matching. They have very, very similar performance. 13.2k attack, very, very strong. This is like one of the highest in the entire game. Any attack scaling buffs Summer goes really well with. She does not have attack in her base kit. She gets it from Castoria. Castoria buffs dramatically affect Kama's damage, while Space Ishtar has the MP damage ramp up. She has attack, she has an arts buff, and she has her super effective, not super effective, she has her bonus extra attack stuff. Kama, super effective on charm, and yeah, it's arts and MP damage, and then power mod. Like, Kama does have a lot of different stuff you'd want to bring to a boss fight, 100%. But there are options. That's the most important part. There are options. HP, lower to compensate. Star weight, star gen. Average Avenger numbers. MP charge 0.52. This is probably going to be a pain point for some people, but keep in mind, this number does line up with other AoE arts. I love bringing up Zenobia because for me, she is my staple AoE arts, because not only are her arts cards 4 hits, but so is her MP. Zenobia has 0.47 MP gain and a 5-hit AoE. Kama has 3-hit arts cards and a 4-hit AoE arts MP. Gain's not as much as we'd want, but it's still good enough to get the job done, especially consider Ibuki has 1 less hit and her MP gain is 25% less, and Ibuki still loops the way she does. MP gain is not the be all end all for everything, but you gotta kind of put it in a vacuum. Arts card, like face card refund and then MP refund. You kind of have to put them in 2 different brackets. MP charge 5%, and hit counts here look fine. First skill, 30% arts up, 2 attacks, 3 turns of dodge. I am a big fan of tying turn-based survivability to card buffs. I don't like it when it's 1 turn on this shit, like Jack. Thank God they buff Raiko so that this part is fixed. Like, I'm fine with a servant not getting a 50% as long as it's at the 30. That's 3 turns, and then something else. Like, game's well past the point of just doing a 3-turn arts buff, and that's the skill. Second skill, and here's where my contention with Kama goes. There is no support that can constantly proc charm well. You do have Uriel. She can do it. She can charm spam. You do have OG Kama that can charm spam. Neither of those 2 are supports. Both of them are servants that you would use double Castoria, double Scotty, whatever to get the job done. You are not using like OG Kama just to proc charm for Summer Kama. This MP damage would normally be helping her loop waves. It would help her get overkill. It would help her loop. You have to actively choose between doing stupid big damage on the first turn or stupid big damage on the last turn. In 99.9% of all cases in this game, the enemies in the later waves have more health than the enemies in the first wave. Get me, right? Because I think that, like, it is so rare, and if it does happen that way, usually the first enemy is going to be a berserker if they have super high HP more than the last wave. This does give Summer Kama flexibility for multi-core. That is where Kama shines. You are going to use Kama more in multi-core than you would Space Ishtar. Because going back to this, because you can choose when to do it, and unlike Space Ishtar, Kama doesn't have ramp up besides the defense down, which is after damage anyway, so it's not in the conversation for looping. Space Ishtar gets as good as she does on turn 3 because she's doing her MP 3 times. Kama, like, it doesn't matter if she's popping her MP wave 1 or 2, as long as she saves the skill, she's gonna do max damage that turn. That was my mouse. Okay. I'm trying to play it off, but that keyboard just fell on my foot. Yeah, the keyboard just fell on my foot. Okay. I should have paused it. I should have paused this recording. Oh well. Okay. So, yeah, going back to it. If Ishtar is not looping 3 times, she's not hitting her max damage. So Kama's probably gonna out damage her anyway. And in a multi-core, like, if the first wave is 3 enemies, you won't need to pop this that turn if you're gonna wait for like the last wave. Again, I don't hate Kama because she's like inferior Space Ishtar. I don't want to spend money on a unit I don't even like that much, because I have a unit that's so similar that I invested so much. I bring her up, but that's gonna take time, and I don't feel like pausing the recording again, especially after that keyboard just dropped on my foot. So, TLDR about why I'm not the biggest fan outside of multi-core. There is no support that can enable charm, like a delayed charm, similar to terror and confusion. I feel for Summer to really shine, she needs that. She needs a command code that can apply charm, because that's not outside of the realm of possibility. And it doesn't even have to actually fully charm. It could be a debuff that counts as the enemy being charmed. That's fine too. But for a unit to have a super effective niche that, granted, they can activate themselves, that's cool. Not when it's a farming servant, not when it's tied to the actual farming. If these were two different skills, I would be fine. But they're not. And Kama kind of doesn't really have an option to put this on anywhere else. You're not going to put an AoE charm on Kama's battery. You're not doing that, because this battery is a power mod. You're not, like, the game is not going to put a super effective mod and a power mod on the same goddamn skill. Would I enjoy it if the battery was tied to the MP damage? Oh, absolutely. They swap this part and here, and suddenly all of Kama's issues are gone. She gets MP damage after she pops her battery. She has a stacking power mod that will, like, the enemy is charmed, so she gets free power mod that turn. It would function better. She would, I don't want to say she would be better, but her kit would flow better for farming. But they had to hold her back for good reason. That is ridiculous power you're giving to a 5-star. Like, they nerfed BB's battery because it was like 50% buster buff, MP damage, all that stuff, and that was a 7 turn. I really do like what they're trying to do here, but I feel like the game isn't there to make Kama shine the way she should. Because, hey, this is one that is less apathetic than the other one. And if Parvati says that's better for Chaldea and your life as the master, why would you force her to try to go back to being closer to a beast? That would actually be... I'm like, Ritsuka is a joke character, like, for some of the stuff they do, especially the Carnival Phantasm one. I don't think actually having a beast materialize in Chaldea because she ghosted Kama too much is gonna fly too well. Anyway, let's go with passives. 20% debuff resistance, 10% quick. Unfortunate. Oh no, she actually does have good quick cards, so good. Sergeant is weak, but still 4-hit quick with a hard buff too, so better. When she takes damage, she gets more MP gain, like 18%, and she has a very high base chance of getting gauge when she gets hit. Seriously, if she gets hit like 5 times in a single turn by one attack, she gets 25 gauge minimum. No. Sorry, no, that's even wrong. 20, it would be way more than 25%. I think it would be 30 or 40, or not 40, 30, 33 maybe. So very important for an Avenger to have, and has the side bonus of decreasing party buff resistance. This actually is a pro if you're using Karen, because Karen gets attack buff if she's debuffed at all. This counts as a debuff, and Space Ishtar can be in the back of the party. Again, Unger Minu is a better option because he's a 4-star for that. But I mean, it actually might be easier to find someone with the Summer Kama than Unger Minu, depending on how old the account is. Especially now, you might see more people with Summer Kama on their account than an Angry Mango. Crit damage 8%, basically 4% gauge every turn. There's rounding, there always is rounding, but you're not, you the player, unless they put like 90.5% MP gain, like you're not, it's probably not going to come up. And then if it does come up, because it does, it's going to be the rare blue moon. Like I have seen arts MPs that start with 199% gauge, and it is demoralizing because you just didn't have another arts card to fix that. Oh well. Independent Manifestation, the beast skill, 2% crit damage, instant kill resistance, mental debuff resistance. Hilariously, she shares this rank with the Kiaras and Draco. While these two are significantly more likely to go back to be, no. This is God though. This is God, so I can't really be talking shit. But pretty much, if you have this passive, you are a beast candidate, or you're God. Right. And final passive, immune to charm, 225 damage added. Passives look like an Avengers passives. They always have good passives. If you plan on only doing farming with Kama, mana loading is your friend, but you are going to have to choose skill order and all that by yourself. But unlocking the skill is probably very important. Not probably, is very important. If you want to start from 0, it gives you way more wiggle room. Extra attack isn't bad. Extra damage against Lancers. This is per body. Like, I guess technically rush goal too, but it's per body. It's per body what she has this. MP doesn't matter which one you click. Like they're the same. 4-hit AoE arts reduces defense after damage. Unfortunate, and like I said, super effective if the enemy is charmed. Again, support servant that can delay charm effect or make a false charm that counts. Command code, something, anything to let, and I don't even mean consistently let her charm, give her the chance to charm. Like skill buff where 30-40% chance to charm the enemy from face cards with Kama would go a long way with helping her damage. Although comes into a different issue with how do you work that with charm, because if she would have to be banking on her face cards to charm. This is more a balancing thing I'm bringing up. It's just like me wanting Kama to function properly, in my view, my personal view for how she should function as a farmer, isn't gonna be the easiest fix. I always think of Kama as like someone that very similar to Musashi. She's mostly geared for boss fights because she has a stacking power mod debuff, defense down, charm down, or charm super effective. All of these things scream not a farmer, just someone that can do farming. Space Ishtar, because she has ramp up, I personally think she's a better looping farmer, but like Space Ishtar really is, like a lot of her kit is gimmicky on changing hard types. That's why her bus, like her card buff is like RNG like that. Kama, it's less RNG, but like it doubles down even more on charm in a weird way. Power mod, I believe. I don't think this is giving super effective. Power mod against enemies that are charmed. Again, this is a bit of a weird thing because if you charm them on your turn, they're not on. If you charm them on turn 1, not charmed on turn 2, even if you could charm them like on their turn, charm might go away. Like these stun skills, like bound, they always run into issues where, like, if they cannot apply it themselves in two different sources, you're gonna have awkwardness. Tashin Koji is proof that you can have both of them and still have it function right. Like, I don't want to say like put a charm on the MP, but like a 40% charm on the MP for me would fix some of the issues and give her a chance to charm more often. I only realized, like, after I summoned for Summer Comma, that I now actually do have every single Sakura face servant in the game. It didn't, and technically, yeah, no, out of the Fate Stay Night, she's the only one that I actually would have been able to do this. Like, as crazy as that sound, considering how many Sakura faces there are, like, not as many as Artoria faces, but I'm not getting Rider Ishtar. That's not happening. So Kama Sakura won by default. I feel like there's a joke in that, but I'm not seeing it right now. Anyway, this has been a long, boring day. I am ready to start streaming. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.